If you've ever wondered why Russia keeps flying fighter jets that are decades old alongside brand new stealth designs, the answer isn't that they can't build anything newer. It's that Russian air power was built on a completely different philosophy than the West. Instead of replacing old aircraft entirely, keep upgrading what already works and only build something new when nothing else can fill the gap. So let's go through every major fighter jet currently flying for Russia and understand exactly what problem each one was built to solve. We start with the aircraft that started it all, the MiG-29. Built during the Cold War, the MiG-29 was designed to be small, cheap, and fast to produce, a frontline fighter that could be built in massive numbers to match NATO's air power. It's still flying today in dozens of countries, but inside Russia itself, it's slowly being phased out, replaced by heavier, more capable Sukhoi platforms. Think of the MiG-29 as the aircraft that proved the concept, even if it's no longer the main event. Next is the Sukhoi Su-27, the aircraft that completely changed Soviet air combat thinking. Where the MiG-29 was small and disposable, the Su-27 was large, powerful, and built for raw air superiority, with enough fuel and range to actually compete with American heavyweights like the F-15. What makes the Su-27 so important isn't just its own service record. It's that almost every modern Russian fighter flying today, the Su-30, the Su-34, and the Su-35, is actually a descendant of this single airframe. One successful design, endlessly evolved. That brings us to the Su-30, the multi-role evolution of the Su-27. Instead of one pilot doing everything alone, the Su-30 added a second seat for a weapons systems officer, splitting the workload between flying the aircraft and managing its sensors and weapons. This made it incredibly effective for longer missions and more complex strike packages, and it became one of Russia's most successful export fighters, flying in air forces from India to Algeria. Then there's the Su-34. And this one looks different from anything else on this list for a reason. It has a wide, flattened nose section, nicknamed the duckbill by pilots, which actually houses a cockpit roomy enough to stand up in, with space for a small galley and even a relief tube for long missions. The Su-34 wasn't built to dogfight. It was built to fly deep into contested airspace and deliver heavy, precise strikes, carrying up to 12 tons of weapons. It's essentially Russia's answer to a flying bomb truck, and it's been one of the most heavily used aircraft in recent Russian operations. Now we get to the Su-35, currently considered the backbone of Russia's non-stealth fighter fleet. It's officially classified as a 4++ generation aircraft, meaning it's not stealthy, but almost everything else about it has been pushed to the limit. Thrust vectoring engines let it perform maneuvers that would be physically impossible for most Western jets, essentially allowing the aircraft to point its nose in directions completely disconnected from the direction it's actually flying. In a close-range dogfight, that kind of maneuverability can be the difference between landing a shot and becoming the target. Before we get to the stealth fighters, there's one aircraft that doesn't fit cleanly into this evolution, the MiG-31. Originally designed during the Cold War purely to intercept high-speed bombers and cruise missiles coming over the Arctic, it remains one of the fastest interceptors ever built, capable of speeds beyond Mach 2.8. It wasn't designed to dogfight or sneak past radar. It was designed to detect a threat from extremely long range and close a distance before that threat could do any damage. And even decades later, nothing else in Russia's fleet truly replaces that specific role. Now, finally, we arrive at Russia's answer to fifth-generation stealth, the Su-57, known by NATO as the Felon. On paper, it checks every box modern stealth fighters are supposed to check: reduced radar visibility, super cruise capability, advanced sensor fusion, and extreme agility borrowed from its flanker ancestors. But the program has faced years of delays, sanctions limiting access to advanced components, and most notably engine issues, with most Su-57s still flying with upgraded versions of older Su-35 engines rather than the dedicated next-generation engine originally planned. The result is an aircraft that looks the part on paper, but has only been built in small numbers, making it more of a statement of intent than a fleet-defining workhorse just yet. And that brings us to what comes next, the Su-75, nicknamed Checkmate. Unlike the Su-57, this is designed to be Russia's lower-cost, single-engine stealth fighter, built specifically to compete on the export market against aircraft like the F-35. It shares major components with the Su-57 to keep development costs down, and it's been pitched to countries looking for an affordable alternative to Western stealth platforms. The program has faced repeated delays, and as of now, no operational units have actually been delivered, but it represents where Russian fighter design is trying to head next: cheaper stealth, built at scale, rather than a small handful of extremely expensive aircraft. So here's the pattern that ties this entire lineup together. Russian fighter development rarely starts from a blank page, it evolves. The Su-27 became the Su-30, then the Su-34, then the Su-35, each one solving a specific limitation the last one had, while the MiG-31 still holds on to a job nothing else in the fleet can fully replace. And now, with the Su-57 and the Su-75, Russia is finally attempting the leap into stealth, just years behind where the West already stands. Whether that gap closes or widens even further may end up shaping the next era of air combat entirely.